Hello and welcome to the Crone Codes, a gathering place for women of all ages and all stages to remember your worth, your purpose, and your power. I'm your host, the creator and resident crone, Joan Advent. Hello and welcome back to the Crone Codes. I'm your host, the creator and resident crone, Joan Advent. As we're making our way into 2026, we're in this in-between state between the snake year, the transmutation, the shedding, all that's leaving, and the energy of the horse and the energy of the fire and all that is bringing in. So we're in that in-between place. And what I'm guided to share today is really a toolkit for these times, because my sense of both what we're living through at the moment and where we are headed, certainly from my own experience and my connection with the world around me, is this is going to be a very dynamic year. And I think it's safe to say we are in the thick of it. You just cannot look around and not see someone who is in the thick of it, in the thick of loss, in the thick of intense initiations, making unexpected transitions in life, crises, shocks, whether it's health, whether it's financial, global, geopolitical, just the whole host of things. And what I want to offer is a toolkit and a set of reminders for how we can meet this in our most centered, empowered, and humane way. So I want to talk to you first. And again, this is meant to be a toolkit for you, or if you are in relationship to somebody who is in the thick of it, just want to offer this as a resource for you. So the first thing I want to talk about is shock, and how to treat shock, how to be with shock, how to meet shock, because we are at a time when shocking things are occurring, if not in our own life, then in the lives of those we care about or those who are in our community. And I just want to remind us that the way that shock is treated is by meeting it with a sense of calm. If a body were to go into shock, we would want to meet it with calm. We would want to provide warmth, like literal warmth, like blankets, or anything that will help keep someone warm. So warm tea, warm blankets, just that sense of warmth and cozy. The other important factor is to return to the breath. Help whoever is experiencing the shock recalibrate and return to a slow and steady breath, a slow and steady breath. And the last piece is touch, human touch. So when someone is in shock, whether it's giving them our hand, just placing our hand upon them like skin to skin, Just the reminder that we are in a body. And after we treat the initial shock, we want to reorient to time and to space. We want to give someone the chance to reorient to where they are in this moment. So whether it's in their environment, where they are in this moment in their lives. Because when we experience shock, it is a bit like an explosion happening in our lives or within us or physically. And as the shock starts to subside, then we begin to recognize and realize and orient like, oh yes, this is where I am. This is what I was doing, or this is what's happening in my life right now. So just reorienting to that sense of place, of time, again, of connection. And as we orient to space and time, we are brought back to what was my original intent? What was my purpose? Where was I headed? What was my goal? What was I moving towards? What was I living into? What was the intent, the through line moving through our lives at the time that the shock occurred? So we tune back into what is that original intent, and does it still apply given what has occurred? Is this still the direction I'm meant to be moving in? Or am I being called to refine that, to recalibrate that, to begin to move in a new direction given what has occurred that created the shock in our lives? And the final piece that I want to name, which is key throughout this whole arc, this whole kind of arc of steps, we'll say, is the remembrance of the necessity of support. We can't minister ourselves fully when we are in shock. When we are in shock, or when we are beginning to reorient back to life, we need support. We need the support of others who can hold us, who can be present with us. And if we are in that role for others, just knowing that when someone has gone through a shocking experience, they need our presence. They need our support. They need our just being with them in the simplest ways, providing food, providing connection, humor, kindness, just the basics of life. We also need the support of the earth, the natural world, the reorienting to being a part of nature. We exist on a planet, on an earth. We have trees around us, birds, animals, perhaps pets. It's like just beginning to reorient to that aspect of the world around us and remember that we are a part of that. And last, but certainly not least, we need spiritual support at those times. We need the support of our Creator that I call Holy Mother, Holy Father God. You may call your Creator something else, higher power, great mystery, or even life. But remembering again that we are embedded in a larger whole. We are a part of something bigger than us that is holding us, and that can hold shocking experiences, that can provide a North Star light to guide us out of the darkness or out of the trauma or out of the turmoil or the chaos of any given moment. We can orient to that. And I had once heard it described almost like the sign of the cross, where that vertical access is that spiritual connection to the divine, to the holy, both within us, all around us, certainly within the earth. And then that horizontal access of the cross is our person-to-person connection that we need. So I want to close this episode with a meditation to support you, to support us whenever we need to anchor again. I want to offer this meditation. So I want to begin by inviting you to just notice your breath without needing to change anything. Just noticing. And you might observe where you have more constriction within you that's inhibiting the breath, where your breath feels more spacious. And as you do this, I want to invite you to both listen, not only to my voice, but listen to what sounds are surrounding you. Turning up your ears to hear, whether it's the hum of the heater, the wind rustling, the bushes and trees outside. Perhaps even your own breath. And as you do that, just noticing the air on your skin. And again, recognizing that you exist within this time and space. You are present and enveloped in this space. Whether it's in your room, may even be in your car, or you may be outside, just knowing that you exist within this time and place. You are placed here. And from a soul perspective, this is an intentional placement. Your soul has chosen to be here in this moment, with all that's occurring in your life, with all that's occurring in the lives of loved ones and those around you. Your soul has said, this is where I want to be. Begin to notice the presence of that soul within you. What form does it take? Is there a way that you experience it? You may feel it kinesthetically. You may see a vision. For me, it feels like a small golden orb somewhere in the center of my heart. It may also be in the form of a sound, or just a voice or a knowing. It's reconnecting that tether to your soul that was knit together, that was created, that was formed by the creator of all life to be present in a particular place and time, particular set of life circumstances, at this time in our human history, at this time as the drama of life unfolds. So for now, just resting with that, knowing that this is purposeful. As you do this, I invite you to consider, what do you need? What do you need from this connection with your soul that has its direct access to the divine, to your creator? Like, what do you need in this moment? Whether it's to feel strengthened, empowered, supported, cared for, tended, loved. What is it you need? Just tuning in and seeing, what is it that you need right now, just to get you to the next step. Not to solve it all, because we are in this very dynamic, changeable, fluid time. Things are falling away and shifting very rapidly. So what do you need just for this next step? And how can you invite that in right now and today? When you feel that sense of clarity, when you feel that sense of direction, or even receiving, having received what you most need, I want you to return to your breath and return to your awareness of this body, this breath in this body. This body is your vehicle for this time, for this life, for this date with destiny. Consciously place your hands on some part of your body, perhaps your heart or your womb space. Just making contact, as we are here in this 3D experience. You are the sacred in a human form. Remembering the contact that we need to be present, to be here in our humanity. And as you make this contact with your own flesh and blood, just bringing some blessing to this body through your own hands, bringing some blessing through the touch. These hands that are extensions of your heart and your heart line, blessing your body. And then bringing your hands, if you're able to, down to the floor, down to the earth. Just consciously connecting with that sense of ground. And with that, seeing if you can feel a yes to being here in a more conscious and full way. And then when you feel ready, I invite you to breathe in some fresh air and exhale out anything that needs releasing. So I want to thank you for joining me today. I want to offer from my heart to yours just my deepest wishes for your health, your well-being, your centeredness, your joy. And while today's episode really was designed to be a resource for when things are feeling more challenging or just downright impossible, knowing that as we move through that the joy, the fulfillment, the satisfaction lives on the other side, and sometimes are two sides of that same coin, just the magnitude of this human experience. So, offering you my love and appreciation, and the reminder, as always, that whether you're making ripples in your life or big ass waves, that you are loved and you are love. Thank you for joining us today on the Crone Codes podcast. If you appreciated what was shared, please rate, review, subscribe, and comment wherever you get your podcasts.